Okay, wait, let's see if we were both right. Let's see if we were both right.
Okay.
Is it anti-mage off lane or Slark off lane?
I want the anti-mage off lane.
Oh my god.
Hey! It's okay. It's okay to be wrong, Jenkins.
The Boulder prediction was actually right. That's insane.
Is it insane? I don't know. I feel like this is a way to secure their late game. You just pick an offlane anti-mage. We talk about how Jabz is the type of player. He likes to farm, right?
Yeah.
He does.
You can farm on anti-mage and you can win this game.
It's honestly great against techies, too.
I mean, on paper, like, if anti-mage has a good game, goes for the Vanguard build, gets some kills, it's okay. But if it goes wrong in any way, if Nisha on the Pango corrects this anti-mage lane, rotates on him with the Diffusal Blade, then they have no ways to fight back into Liquid's tempo. Like, if anything goes wrong for Talon on lanes, I don't think that they have the ability to hold out until the minute 40 mark where they could potentially win versus Liquid. I'm not a believer in the offlane anti-mage here, but...
If it wins its lane, I only have hope because I saw Amar play it in Western Europe, and he went crazy. He made the Medusa just chain feed. This is versus Team Secret as well.
Yeah.
Crystal just didn't have a game. He went Vanguard, Diffusal Blade. He was all over the map. He was playing aggressively. If he can replicate something like that on Jabz without just being AFK farm, if he goes Battle Fury, I'm done. You know, they lost. But
I was thinking of Amar too when I was saying Slark off lane.
yeah.
Like literally this guy's picking carries in the off lane just like Jabz. And I think against Dusa it definitely works.
It can work.
You can really destroy this hero in lane.
Yeah.
Okay, so it can. There's potential there, but do you believe it will work this time?
I'm an offlane anti-mage believer, so
I
I'll say
am
yes.
too. I'm a believer in that offlane. Only versus Medusa though.
Okay, specific.
Yeah, specific.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that Pango can do a lot for his team. If he has a good lane, he can do a lot of corrections, right? Like, Anti-Mage and Batrider have a lot of means to pressure Medusa on lane. They have a Flame Break to push her back. They've got the way to kill her with the Anti-Mage. But if it goes wrong a couple of times, Medusa farms so quickly. She will get back into the game so quickly. So I just think Liquid's traditional draft looks better to me.
I will say, versus Enchantress, I've done that like 50 times. It sucks. She just whacks you with pure damage and a creep, and like you're like, I have magic shield. She doesn't do any magic damage.
All right, so a lot's gonna depend on how the start of the game is gonna play itself out.
Yes.
Does Medusa have a game, or does Anti-Mage have a game? Potentially they both have a game. We're gonna find out what's gonna happen in this opening game today, together with Cap and SVG.
Well, it was a whole other patch ago, a whole different season of DreamLeague, but it seems like some things are still the same. Talon and Liquid are going to match up against each other once again in Group Stage 1, and it seems like once again, Talon is going to be aiming for the late game, while Liquid is going to look to just ball and roll them over nice and early. And that is what happened in the last two game series they played against each other. Game 1 went to Liquid with, I think they had a Furion, like Luna lineup, and Game 2, Talon managed to eke it out with a Spectre versus Drow matchup.
Spectre? I don't even know what patch you're talking about. If you're talking about Spectre, we haven't seen that here in feels like a year.
Yeah, 23 did pop off in that matchup.
Well, he pops off. It's just a question of what happens during the rest of the game. This is another one of those. It's like, who's the carry on this team, man? It's getting real confusing out here. I don't know if Talon know anymore. Do you believe in this 5 single target hero lineup versus a Beastmaster Enchantress?
I like how they were talking about offlane anti-mage over and over again, and you hit me with a, do you believe in the 5 single target? I didn't even notice that. That is actually...
Yeah, I think
they lost now that you put it like that.
I feel like, you know, I've worked with Fear a lot.
Yeah.
I've been on a couple teams with Fear. I've coached him. I played with him. Actually, I don't think I played with him. Whatever. The whole point of this is I think Clinton's lost his goddamn mind.
Okay. Well, that happens to you when you get old, you know. Something we
I don't think it's the age.
Oh.
I think.
Oh no.
This man's just been taking some stiff coffee in the morning. If he's, I don't know. I don't know how he's just like buying into offlane anti-mage here because Amar owns with it. I played a couple pubs with Amar in the offlane with this Slark in AM, and yeah, he goes ham. But like, I feel like this is just Beastmaster v5. I think Beast was Liquid's best hero. I think it was Zai's best hero. I don't think the hero's changed too much. He's gonna have a free lane because he has techies, which guarantees you have a free lane for your offlaner here.
Yeah.
What is stopping Helm of the Overlord in this game? I'll answer it for you, nothing. I don't believe in the 2 single target cores here because I don't think you're ever going to get to that window where you can both just go and hit Medusa.
I think other little wrinkles, you got this, like, I think Pugna is super annoying to play in lane, but Techies is actually one of the few heroes that will beat him in that matchup because you also have extreme range and great attack animation, great damage, so...
I think Liquid's just going to win this game at 25 minutes.
I feel like that's going to happen too, but...
Or at least it's what should happen. But,
okay.
I mean, Dota, it's not about what should happen.
Yeah.
Dota's about, I mean, how much money you can
what
pay for
is
players.
happening, which is apparently Jabz dying to the Enchantress. So while Fear may have lost his mind, Jenkins held on to a shred of sanity, which is probably a sentence we'll never be able to say again. And he was right that, yeah, it really sucks to play off-lane Animage against Enchantress.
It's a rough one. Normally, I'd say Bat can win almost any lane here, but this is a double range lane with a lot of early nuke damage. Like, it's tough for Q to fight into this. I also just feel bad seeing Q on Bat, man. I just don't think this Bat is a good playmaking type hero, so whenever I see these teams that have a really strong playmaking forward, they often rely on to have impact in the fights and set stuff up. This is just not a hero that does it. This is a hero you need a 4-player who's very comfortable farming and scaling and understanding which items to buy, because you have to make sure your items are exactly on point. The players that come to mind for this are like, Socks on it, for example.
Immediately, yep.
Like Seb, I would feel very confident playing on.
Okay.
He's like utility 4 players that understand that, right? But I'd put Q in this playmaking 4 position where it's like, would you want to see crit on Bat Rider, for example? Probably not.
No.
It's just, it doesn't fit the style. So I feel a little bit bad about that, but if they can start getting kills on lane, that'll definitely help accelerate him. You can drain his mana, but you can't finish him off.
I think that is all important here. Talon must win the lanes, or at least come out even.
I mean, they're already getting destroyed, so...
Yeah. Still time to turn things around, though. I mean, part of this matchup, the Animage versus Medusa, it's not just about being able to burn the mana, right? It's also about being able to bounce back the Snake, which can help you quite a bit, especially the lane-to-lane matchup. I mean, we saw a lot of AEM versus Medusa in both safe lane and off lane scenarios over the course of this patch. Is he gonna die here? Blast off just to get in range to be able to hit the Q, and the slow is all that's needed. Apparently, Zai picks up the last hit. Side lanes continue to go abysmally for Talon.
This Beastmaster is going to be absolutely huge. There is nothing that stops him. There's no good interaction here for Talon. I mean, you can tri-lane him. You can bring the Bat Rider down here. But it feels a little too late.
Yeah.
I mean, the upside of like the roaming Bat for this lane is you're getting stacks for Slark. So it often does make it worth it in the end. But then your solo offlane anti-mage is probably not going to bode too well for you.
Yeah, against double ranged heroes.
Against an edge creep.
Without a Vanguard, because he already kind of lost the early part of the lane. Yeah, none of this is going to work. How's mid lane going? Huh? Is Mikoto doing all right? He's doing okay.
Yeah, he's chilling.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not winning the lane, but, he's a win ranger. He's doing okay. He can definitely gang some of these side lanes. There's a move when he hits 6, you just run bottom and kill Beast with Focus Fire. It's pretty much guaranteed. That's the nice thing for Mikoto this game. He does have a pretty free win ranger game. And he will carry the late game here if you get there as well.
But we could say that about all 3 of their cores.
I mean,
Slark will carry the late game against Usa. Wind Ranger will carry the late game against Usa. Animage will carry the late game against Usa. I feel like they focused on one aspect of this game a lot in the draft.
I mean, they got that Dusa, though.
She is countered past 35 minutes.
They got that Dusa on lock. That's the thing. I go back to those Liquid games with the Beastmaster at Berlin, for example. The way Liquid plays with this hero, the Beast can carry the game, right? It's Zai just destroying people in the late game fights. It's not about the one position. So that's where if you answer the Medusa in this draft, I mean, Pango Beast might just win it for Liquid regardless of how well they've answered the Medusa. But you'd have to imagine if they get to that point with the triple carry, like, that is a terrifying lineup to go into those late game fights against. Now it's a question of how much can Liquid get done, because they won the lanes here. Talon has not gotten a single kill. We're approaching the 6-minute mark. Power Rune, super important for both these mid heroes. You do have Rolling Thunder, and you have an Enchantress for Liquid. This is a support hero who wants to get active in those rune fights. Is very good versus Wind Ranger in terms of you can dispel the win run, guarantee the early kill. I would like to see Liquid think about these runes, combine the supports, or at least keep finding the kills.
Axes, blast off, it lands. Ollie will die, and Boxi just accepts his fate. Runs into the creeps in the tower to die. Good trade-off for Liquid.
Yeah, it's good timing. They're going to be able to fight for the rune. Q will get an illusion, but, I mean, you don't really care about that. At least iNSaNiA makes his presence felt a bit. Jabz will get some free time top to try and burn miCKe's mana. He does have that Vanguard up, as 23 is struggling. That's the difference here. miCKe gets to sit top versus AM. 23 does not get to sit here as a level 4 Slark versus a level 5 Beast with Arcane Boots Max Axe.
Going for the kill on iNSaNiA here. Nisha looks to intercept, but the flame break from the other side pushes him into Mikoto. Nisha will bounce around, do some damage here. Don't expect him to be able to line up any kills. So, good turn of events here for Talon. Finally, something going their way. They get a kill, but they also get Rolling Thunder out of the Pango, something they don't have to worry about for the next minute.
I mean, you want to use this Focus Fire off cooldown when you are playing core Wind Ranger. That is the biggest thing about this hero. You just need to keep slaying.
Yeah.
That is the value. Kills are worth a lot in this patch. Wind Ranger is one of the best killers of the patch.
I feel like getting a kill in this bottom lane is so important right now because you said we need to get kills constantly, but also we need to get 23 up to his level 6.
He's struggling. This is a goddamn struggle and a half.
Ooh, the turn. Zai maybe went a little bit too far here.
Yeah, he's going to have a pause to think about what he's done. I think he's toast.
Yeah, I think he's dead. And that is pretty much guaranteeing 23 actually gets to his level 6.
Well, he has full wand almost. Boxi's kind of close. He might be okay here. I'll have to see. I mean,
how many wand charges does Slark have? 7?
That is correct, sir.
Okay. I mean, if we get, I feel like you TP rotate if you're Talon. Somebody rotate to this lane. Because if they're going to help the Beastmaster, they're going to have to dive behind the tower. Damage dealt 14? That's not right. Oh, well, I guess he's only burning mana, right?
Yeah. You don't deal damage to Medusa Cap.
Yeah, silly me.
Dumbass.
What was I thinking? We didn't have to go that hard on me. God damn. All right, let's see what's happened to Zai. Zai actually turns around against 23. 23 pounces away. Doesn't get hit by the bomb, though. And they are going to rotate Q in. He hits the flame break. Might be able to get this kill. Decrepify. He actually doesn't have flame break. Stun comes in. Blast off does manage to get that kill. Boxi probably going to die here to 23. Had some wand charges, though. Flame break bounces back into the flames, and Q picks up 1. Blood grenade slowing him down, but the fire, dangerous. 23 going back into it, all in, committing for the kill, and he gets it with the help of Jabz. Talon bringing every single hero to a much-needed 1 fight. Finally, they made him just strike back and even things out a little bit. Hey, look at the AM. That was a huge mana void. Did like 160 damage with it.
God damn, he's on the board. Putting up the big numbers here. I mean, this is what Talon have to do. They have to rotate numbers to this Beast lane because they cannot let the Beast just force the Slark out, take control of that area, and just snowball the game. I think you're going to have to keep doing this. At least 2 more ganks in the next like 5 to 6 minutes here, I think, are on the board for Talon. That's what I would be prioritizing. Again, you do not care about Dusa farming because in theory you have her answered on 3 cores. So just let her do her thing. Even if she hits her timings, you have the capability to answer. I mean, hell, even Pugna and Bad have some decent tools versus the hero.
Sure.
You just need to shut down the Beast and not let Nisha get pressure built up from the ganks or the runes if you're going to commit Mikoto to those fights. I mean, he's the richest core in this game right now. It's a decent spot to be in. Going to get the Diffusal Rush. More scale versus the Dusa, but also just more killing power. And that whole timing for Liquid just felt a little off, right? You had iNSaNiA going bottom, but Zai had already committed to the dive. That pause kind of messed with him, and, well, there is quite a stack waiting for somebody. I don't know who, but...
Gotta be Q. I guess Mikoto's gonna help out.
Give it the old power shot treatment, why not? I don't know who's doing this Ancient stack, though. It's pretty damn slow for Q to sit there with level 1 Napalm.
Yeah, that's a good point. It is level 5 Bat Rider. Level 1 Sticky Napalm is not that much.
Oh,
iNSaNiA walks up. He's really wants to interrupt whatever's going up here in the triangle, and he's going to get a helping hand here from Nisha, who's going to bounce around. He hits Mikoto a second time, finishes him up with a swashbuckle, maybe? Oh, Decrepify. No swashbuckle from Nisha either. He's going to wait it out. Gets it now. Brings him down about a third of his HP. 23, meanwhile, under pressure. Zai and Boxi trying to dive him underneath the tower. 23 able to keep himself alive, but his ult is now on cooldown.
This is your time with Beastmaster ult to really try and put the pressure down here. This tower is getting really low as well. Just commit for it with Techie's Mines. A lot of pressure points for Liquid if they can find the right synchronization and hit them. Talon are going to bring numbers.
Nice shackle shot. That's a beauty. Swashbuckle coming up in a second here, but Nisha, they can still chase him down. He's slowed down a bit. Q, sticky napalm, and the last bit of damage required is not going to be there. Nisha getting some bottle heals up. Jabz chasing after him now is going to be able to blink on top of him, burn through some of the mana. Mana Void and a power shot finally gets that kill.
Another big find.
No, also, another situation where Talon bring a lot of heroes to one part of the map.
And if you're Liquid, you have to expect this, because there's no other play for Talon in this game except to respond to the Pango and the Beastmaster right now and just bring overwhelming numbers to defend these objectives versus the summons, because they have 5 single target heroes, so the wave clear is just not there.
Yeah.
If you can't clear the waves, you got to clear the heroes off the map. And that is what Talon are doing. They have a pretty decent read of what they need to do in this game to stabilize this early game and get to their timings.
And I feel like Liquid missed an opportunity there. I mean, they brought 4 heroes to the other side of the map. Surely that's the time where Beastmaster techies needed to take that tower.
Something needed to be happening for Liquid in this early game. Like, honestly, it's just felt clunky. The Ench and the Beast never combined. The 2 supports never went with the Pango. Like, there were never 3 heroes together with a rune or something of this nature. iNSaNiA got killed by Focus Fire twice, basically just solo. All these little things add up, because you're looking at this tower pressure. The tower pressure is guaranteed in this game. It's a product of you don't have the outspam. So if you get 1 kill, that's all it takes, and these tier 1s are already gone. Now we're looking at 12 minutes, and tier 1 mid and tier 1 bottom are still up for Talon. With this lineup, something went wrong for Liquid in this early game. They're down 2K gold.
And they don't have a whole lot of time. I mean, we were obviously very favorable of Liquid's draft.
Well,
but there is something to be said about the fact that they are on a timer, obviously, because the Dusa is heavily countered. Like, they can't afford too many of these slip-ups.
I mean, we're all on a timer in life.
Some of us a shorter one than others.
The brightest candles burn the fastest.
Burn the brightest. Close.
No,
burn the fastest?
Yeah, you burn the,
You just start the candle, it burns all the way down. Burns through the wick. Techies is the one to get caught here in this situation. The flame break comes a little bit late, but 23 still lands the pounce. A lot of mines doing a lot of damage. 23, is he going to survive through this? The heals come through, and it's enough. Ollie keeps 23 alive. Nisha unable to get the kill once again. Liquid not bringing enough heroes to a fight.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
It's just desync. Again, iNSaNiA is just jungling bottom. You can argue maybe he doesn't change that exact type of kill, but you have a DD on Nisha right now. And he's close to defusal, so then there's a question of like, okay, I mean, just get the defusal and the DD, make a quick smoke. It's like a guaranteed kill. Instead, you're taking this weird rolling thunder engagement with Boxi behind a tower. I don't know. This early game has felt very strange to me from Liquid. That said, they're still in an absolutely fine position in this game. But you can't help but feel like there was some missing punish here on this Talon lineup that it's greedy, but it will pay off eventually. Jabz takes that top tower. He's going to have defusal here. This offlane Anti-Mage is not that slow in terms of the fighting capability.
Yeah.
It can be slow in terms of like early wave clear and dealing with the map, but once he gets these skirmishes with defusal, he's going to do a lot of damage. Ag's finished for Zai, but not finished fast enough as the drum beats him into the grave. Another big kill for Talon. Mikoto finally rotates down here. This is what I wanted to see from him. Get those big, juicy Beastmaster kills with a guaranteed focus fire. Power up your Slark. Double defusal. Finished for Talon, and the third's coming on the way. Mana burn for days.
They catch him during his DD timing. Unfortunately, the pounce was off the mark there from 23. Bit unfortunate. The Invis rune denied by Q. Good heads-up play.
Dire's top tower
A smoke up from Mikoto and Ollie. Once again, Talon continued to try and be the aggressors in a bit of this early game. Diffusal blade slowed him down. Unfortunately, just barely got out of the range of life drain before the shackle shot landed. That was unfortunate. Oh, managed to catch him before the Rolling Thunder. Trouble for Nisha. Nisha, shield crash, trying to stay alive, but no. He shows up to a fight and immediately dies. Nisha's impact in these fights.
This feels like those games from yesterday, where they're just not together.
Yeah.
On the same page about how they want to take these skirmishes, where the heroes are going in, how they're initiating. Nisha's just kind of on an island. I mean, he's 0-2-0. He's had no net positive impact on his game yet with a mid-Pango. With runes, that was his defusal window as well. Now the third defusal is up for Talon. This is an extreme amount of single target mana burn. miCKe cannot join these fights and bail Liquid out in these engagements. He's just gonna melt, and then he's a massive mana void target. That's the upside of this matchup.
Yeah.
Once you burn that Deuce out, okay, maybe you don't have the best beast answers, but you're gonna pop this Deuce and she's gonna take everybody with her. Cores on Talon are very farmed out of this early game, and that is a lot of kill threat on the map.
Now, Deuce is still the top net worth for Liquid, and there is a very important timing. I'm assuming we're going to be looking at like second item Butterfly or something against all of these mana burn right clickers. Yeah, Manta and straight up into the Butterfly.
It's got to be.
Yeah.
The thing is, that's why I was unsure that Zai went this drum build, because I feel like if you go the second item Butterfly Deuce with the Beastmaster, usually you go the Vlad's build up into the Overlord or some auras, and you just try and pump up that timing as much as possible.
Yeah, get like a Solar Crest on one of your supports.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if this Beast drums is...
Oh, he got it! He got it away
much.
from him. The Diffuser Blade slowed him down enough. Great blast off, though, from Boxi. That will save Nisha's life, but in some ways, the damage is already done. It may continue to be done. Here's Jabz hunting. Is he going to blink forward blind? He will not.
I mean, there's creeps to kill.
Jabz knows what he wants to be doing here, which is still trying to find that kill. Shackle Shot lands after the Rolling Thunder. Bounce him down to low ground, though. Has a blink up. If he could just get it off. No, he's going to die here. Liquid, finally. They brought 4 heroes to one part of the map and managed to get a decent kill on the off-lane Animage. And then immediately Nisha dies. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Throw it right back, I guess. Now they're going to invade the triangle. Little mini Ancient stack, but not necessarily worth dying over. I mean, Talon just wants this mid tower. They get this tower, they open up the map. Suddenly, Liquid is the lineup getting pushed back here with Enchantress Beastmaster. That tier 1 mid is still up for Talon, by the way, on 30 HP. No one claimed it here. It was one hit.
Dire's middle tower.
Everything going Talon's way.
Somehow,
last 10 minutes.
Talon, the first one to take the mid tower.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. I mean, we had Skeletons pushing mid at one point. You're looking at an anti-mage Slark lineup that defended their mid tower.
Is under attack.
Yeah.
Radiant's middle
Now they will deny that tower finally, so they'll take a little bit of extra gold after getting the mid tower gold. As a result, Talon up 2,000 net worth. Speaking of that Solar Crest, so we are going to get one. iNSaNiA is going to build it. And Lincoln's for Mikoto. So he's just trying to deal with what? The Roar? Maybe the Dispel of the Enchantress?
Even a Snake. Okay block here, but yeah, it's about the survivability.
Thank you.
You're going to have to wait for that one.
Centaur.
Take a couple seconds. Think about that mana void there, Joe.
You know, it's funny, we saw the Deuce game yesterday, and it was like mass Heaven's Halberds from Tundra, right? And Talon, they've got a little bit more of an offensive approach against the Medusa here. It seems like just spamming one item is good against Dusa. Diffusal Blade or Heaven's Halberd.
I mean, they also have good diffusal carriers. Like, this diffusal anti-mage is kind of just a build on the offlane AM in a lot of the games anyway. I mean, Slark, also you could argue that, right? So I think they would have built these items even if they weren't first Medusa. They're just getting extra value. Q just walks into a lasso, or blinks into one rather, with that newly revealed blink. And is another iNSaNiA death. Liquid still can't find that hold they're looking for, and I don't know what the next real timing is. I mean, it's just Butterfly Dusa, but are you going to be able to force that engagement with the Butterfly Dusa? That's a big question here.
Yeah, and what?
And if you can't, then what are you playing for?
By force the engagement, do you think if they get the Butterfly, Talon's just gonna play split push and not actually engage in a 5-man?
They can. I mean, they have really good rat heroes. Slark, AM,
Yeah.
Wind Ranger, hard to catch, and Liquid do not have the easiest catch right now. Oh, I dropped his Quelling for
Radiant's
Lotus.
top tower is under attack. Dire are scanning.
It's a good carry player right there.
I commend that. I'm sure his courier's flying out for it right now, but gotta make some sacrifices.
Big kill if they can get it. miCKe does not push forward. The Butterfly completes. Very critical timing.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
It looks like the Talon smoke is just not going to work out. They're going to try and push forward on it, but that's a dangerous move. Straight up into the high ground of Team Liquid. Q will be casualty of that move.
Little too bold into that beast vision, into a defensive position. This is when Liquid are the strongest right now. That butterfly timing, with them all grouping up, they want Roshan here, so if you mess up a little, you feed too many kills, they're going to get that on top of the big objective, and looks like that's what's going to happen here. So now, you're going into this pit, I think. It's daytime, you're down here.
Oh, he's going to make him work for it a little bit. But yeah, they do finally get that kill, and you're right, they're going to go straight into the Roshan pit. And I think this will be a real test for Talon. Like, are they going to be able to identify the shift in this game and change their playstyle?
Or do they just feel confident to take the 5-on-5 when it comes to them?
Yeah.
This Aegis is only as good as you can push the other objectives with it. That's traditionally what happens in these Deuce timings. You get Aegis, then it's about tier 2s and potentially going high ground, or at least forcing the enemy back so you can out-farm them. Talon might just be willing to take that.
This is a bit bold, 23. He does have the double pounds to get away, but I don't know. I think I would have preferred that timing just to push out the lanes.
I kind of agree. I think you want to be as decisive as possible versus these group up lineups. You want to extract as much farm as possible, and then when you fight, you all come to the fight instantly and you just take it. When you waste time like this, you're giving gold back to Liquid here.
Yeah.
They're going to use it well. Like, they're going to get some utility up now. It's going to help their Medusa. The Halberd's done for Zai. He's going to go back for the AC. This is like a pseudo-carry Beastmaster build that's also going to have some benefit for his one position. Try and help with the physical right-click mitigation here. You have Pango Disarm. Going to be a Halberd for Nisha as well. So you're talking about triple Diffusal versus Medusa. Liquid are just going to build a bunch of anti-physical utility items. Pavis, Solar Crest, double Halberd, just to stop the right-clicks coming out. That's one way to deal with the itemization here. If you can't right-click Medusa, what are you doing?
Well, I guess my problem with that is you've got 2 disarms, but you've got 3 heroes that can all hit the Medusa.
Well, so one's getting through.
Yeah, somebody's getting through. Somebody's going to destroy that Dusa. Eventually. Right now, it's butterfly timing, so I don't know if any of them really destroy the Dusa. But if we get, like, MKB on the Wind Ranger, it'll be a problem.
I mean, that's like a pessimist viewpoint of Dota, though, you know?
I thought you would appreciate that. You are a pessimist.
I did kind of appreciate it, actually.
Primal Roar, Blast Off, and Rolling Thunder. Good kill for Liquid. And get a killing spree off of Mikoto, too, so a bit of an extra gold.
I'm just saying, you can always come up with an answer, right? But then that means you can always come up with an answer.
An answer to the answer?
Yeah. So Dota's not about what you're doing to the enemy, because they can always do something back to you, but then you can do something back to that. It's about who does what they're doing better. You know what I'm saying, Cap?
Okay, okay.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Get an idea of what to do. Just get really good at it.
Exactly.
You missing the initiation opportunity there. Just a half a second too late. And Liquid will take your Tormentor and then take your tier 2. And the question is, are we fighting or not? Because we don't have Animage right now.
You got to be decisive. Either take the fight, get the angle, smoke around, jump somebody, or get the hell out of here and be farming the map. Right now, you're doing
watch
neither.
Out. Little friends.
I don't like this indecision from Talon.
No.
This is where these lineups punish you really hard. Like, Liquid grouped up for a Tormentor and a tier 2, and what happened elsewhere on the map? I mean, you technically got bottom in with an anti-mage, but you weren't hitting anything else. You didn't take the fight. You looked for the blink with Q. Okay. The second that misses, you're either saying we're going to jump the second his blink is back off cooldown, or you go and farm. These little moments of indecision cost you a lot. Shard did go to iNSaNiA. Probably not the one Liquid wanted there, but I mean, everybody likes little friends.
It's another single target spell to break Lincolns. See? Optimist view.
Yeah. Sure.
He's got drums now, so even more utility for the Dusa. Do we have any other buff up items for her yet? Looks like Nisha's just going to go back for the normal Pango build from here. Ags, Basher, that sort of thing.
There's some little friends for you.
Are the arrows, your friends.
Into your back.
Pops the Manta to be able to get rid of the disarm and is good to get the kill and get out. Rolling Thunder going to be used. Oh no! Where did Jabz come into this? A Depth Shroud thrown down too from the Slark, but couldn't save his buddy who... I mean, that was a clear miscommunication. Mikoto was backing away. He's like, I got the kill, that's it. And then Jabz went in. Meanwhile, Q was also going in. Fast pick onto the techies. Okay, good enough. Don't want to be fighting into the Dusa, though. Still with the Aegis. Another 35 seconds. We'll say...
It's nighttime right now. 23 is just playing the vision game.
Spots Eye now. Takes a bit of damage, pounces back to the low ground. Does manage to chase after him. He's going to be forced to use his ultimate. He's running out of pounces here. If they can keep the vision on him, he gets up to the high ground. He gets a Glimmer Cape too. That'll help him speed on out of there.
He's out.
There's a high ground Hawk too, but
it's just so limited for Liquid on this Slark. 23 knows that he's going to be a nuisance for them for the rest of this game. He's going MKB. Wouldn't be surprised to see a couple others down the road if we eventually get there. Still, I would point that as another engagement where do you want to fight or do you not want to fight, you know? Like Jabz is going in, Mikoto's going out. 23 wants to poke him. You get a single pick off with the lasso. If I'm Talon, I'm pretty happy getting one or two of these like cheeky support kills with a focus fire and a lasso.
Yep.
And letting my aim farm the whole map. All right?
yeah.
I don't think Talon need everybody at these fights. They can do both here because of Liquid's limited jump capabilities and lockdown and just punish them really hard.
I mean, simultaneously though, maybe we're criticizing Talon and like how they're choosing to take these engagements, but this Aegis did only take one tier 2 off the map.
Yeah, Liquid did not get a lot out of it.
Yeah.
That was the upside of contesting him a bit.
I mean, I guess they got the Tormentor too, but I feel like that's probably not the biggest deal.
I mean, this is about what you get with the first Aegis with Medusa. I think it just feels bad because it's kind of like, well, what is going to happen with the second one? And you know Talon are going to contest that.
Yeah. It's also your butterfly timing, right? It's not just the Aegis timing, it's your butterfly timing, which, I mean, it's the strongest it's going to be. It's only going to get weaker from here. Scotty, though, now complete. Another big power spike for the Dusa.
I don't know. I still kind of believe in Liquid Beastmaster, though.
You just can't shake it.
I feel like Liquid just don't lose this hero. I don't think it's possible.
He's getting AC next, which is not what I expected, but pretty cool idea.
Again, it's the physical mitigation here.
Yep.
Helps him and helps his Dusa.
And he'll be right-clicking faster, which means more drums.
Gotta bump the drums.
His units are attacking faster, more drums.
Boxi looking for the setup. Can he land it though? Diffusal helps.
Trying to save him with the Decrepify, instantly dispelled by iNSaNiA. Does manage to turn around with a BKB and get the lasso up on Nisha, so his Rolling Thunder timing is going to be a bit spoiled. Does manage to get a swashbuckle away before 23, but he's 23, still pursuing. Hits that one, pokes at them. Again, he seems to be pretty bold on just kind of like going after him and then getting out, confident that he won't be caught because, as you said, lack of catch here from Liquid.
I mean, he's happy to go in and just make sure Liquid are all there. Like, all right, guys, 5 heroes. I poked him. I'm out. He's working towards MKB. Once that's up, these pokes become a bit harder to deal with because you have double halberd plus butterfly, so it's a lot of evasion, anti-evasion value here on these MKBs.
Radiant are scanning.
Is going to be agged for Mikoto as well, as Ollie will get chased down. Nice little 5-man move from Liquid up the mid lane. We'll get rewarded with the Skeleton Boy. Straight into a tier 2 push. This ball is still strong. Beastmaster Dusa. Cannot underestimate.
Side lanes, though, they're getting pushed heavily. 23's already hitting the tier 3, and Jabz, we saw him earlier pushing out bottom, so it's well on its way to the tier 2. They stop 23 here. They're still going to take some serious damage on their tier 2. Boxi solo will be able to chase away 23, though.
And this is something that can happen the entirety of the rest of this game. And Liquid are going to have to just deal with it. Like, you have to suck up the split push loss here, which means you're pretty much never going to build a goalie in this game. It's just going to come down to the teamfight execution. Who gets the jump, who has the vision. Beastmaster can sometimes just guarantee you initiation power, but what is the initiation power on Liquid side? That's what I go back to. I mean, it's Techie's jump, I guess, which is sometimes hard. It's hard to lead with that spell, I think.
BKB done for Jabz. He really wasn't sure what item. I think he had a butterfly queued up. Then he was thinking about, I think he had like Silver Edge or something. Decided on BKB. Good old reliable BKB. Little less reliable nowadays, but
I actually think Dags is pretty good here.
Yeah, sure. Poke at the Dusa.
Like, he just wants to throw some AM illusions out on people.
Oh, got the lasso onto a very important target. Nisha may just die 100-0 here, gets popped. Coming in from the side, Zai is going to be controlled up by a pounce from 23. He's going to make sure that Liquid cannot escape from this fight. They kill 2 cores. They do manage to get the Dusa to TP out, and iNSaNiA is going to be spotted, so he'll likely die as well.
Great find from Talon.
Inhibit into another inhibit.
More stacks for the Slark, and I mean, these are the windows where Roshan can be coming back up. This is not a time where Liquid can just give these initiations away, especially when you have to play on the Beast Vision.
Yeah, frankly, Liquid is just lucky Roshan isn't up right now.
Pretty much. They got caught off guard, and they got caught hard. Yeah, that is the frustration with this game right now, where, I mean, you get jumped on a core with this BKB Bat Lasso, there's no real answer, right? Even if you can, like, blink roar the bat, let's say in a future fight with a blink Beaster's lane, that doesn't do anything for you because it's the support bat. The rest of Talon cores are going to come in and it guarantees a Shackle Shot follow-up. You have to then commit Stone Gaze. And Talon, they can always just reset these fights. They have a blink AM, they have a double pound Slark, they have a Wind Run Wind Ranger. They can go in and they can go out just as easily. Once you bait out the Stone Gaze, once you bait out the Roar, if Talon are still all up, that fight becomes impossible for Liquid.
I do want to give some credit to Q. I mean, I agree with you that I feel like he's more of a playmaker in that regard, but he did play this game correctly, I think, in that he spent his time to farm up. He got a very fast Blink Dagger. The BKB timing is a great idea.
Oh, he's playing this game very well. And now Liquid are just trying to force this Roche contest.
Are we going to take this one or not? Rolling Thunder, Jabz, hemming and hawing about whether or not he wants to go in.
That's Rolling Thunder down. You get the Lincoln's Pop Roar, but where's the follow-up?
He's going to jump down to the low ground. They do have the blast off that's going to land, but the heals are already out there onto Mikoto. See, he's going to be fine for now. The rest of Liquid are still chasing, though.
Mobility is proving problematic for Liquid here. They get another good core lasso.
Oh, he's not going to make it into the Roshan pit. He's just going to die to physical damage. Talon,
they're
hot in the corner, but they're going to fight with their backs against the wall here. The depth trap put out onto Jabz. Jabz, not sure if he wants to use Helpman or not. I'm not sure, but they finally blow it. Zai does die, but the Slark can't have the same kind of mobility. He was blocked in. You put yourself in a corner, you won't be able to pounce back out. miCKe, though, caught in from behind. This is the Wind Ranger. Got a disarm on him, though. A very important disarm. And Talon... What was that engagement?
Why did they jam themselves all in the corner? They have,
not sure.
They have 3 mobility cores and they ended up in a part of the map where there's nowhere to go.
I've literally never seen that before.
I think it wasn't. I mean, it's one of those things where you're just trying to back up from how this fight's getting pushed into you, but Liquid are happy to just keep chasing here because you're all stuck with all of your heroes in the corner of the map. The only way out is through Liquid. And suddenly you're going to these AoE disarms from Nisha. You're fighting into Stone Gaze. I mean, miCKe literally just jams his body in there with Stone Gaze. And it's like, why are you all back here?
I thought it was a TP moment, personally.
Yeah, and then they go back in, right? And the problem with going back in here is you don't have the mana void for the Dusa here.
Yeah.
I think it's hard to man up on the Dusa if you don't have that mana void to pop her and then steal that teamfight win. Very awkward engagement for Talon. The map positioning did not do them any favors. They want to be taking fights in open areas, around vision, around a high ground ward, something like this to negate the Beastmaster and let their cores go in and out.
Yeah.
Not whatever the hell that was. But Liquid take huge advantage of it. Perfect timing to win a big team fight around that Roche pit too. They clean it up. MKB done for miCKe. On top of that Aegis, on top of that Scotty. This is the timing for Liquid to win this game right now. I don't think you want to push it too much later here. Especially when all your items are syncing up. That AC done for Zai. Haste rune for Nisha here.
Oh no, this is embarrassing. A Tormentor attempt that fails.
I mean, that wasn't a real attempt.
Well, there was 3 heroes there.
Yeah, but Mikoto didn't pop his double damage, so.
All right. Negative Scepter done for the Pango. Here comes Liquid.
2 MKBs done for Talon. That is something to keep in mind. Wind Ranger and the Slark, and
they're going to pull him out of position. This first life is already gone. They still have a mana void for the second life. They're going to reset a little bit, and they can get the pounce around this area. Stone Gaze goes out. miCKe trying to get back. The Shackle Shot landed onto the Pango Rolling Thunder. They're gonna speed away. Fortunately, Talon can't get any more. Oh, Jabz did go in. Popped his BKB, really went for it. The Primal Roar is going to be used. The Depth Trap being used onto him. The Shackle Shot is snipe, but Mikoto. Oh! He got him all! Jabz! The Mana Voids, he absolutely silenced Liquid in this fight. They are gone, they are done, they are out, and that is a team wipe.
That's one way to push your damage numbers up. He had a quiet early game, but that is the grimace of the pinata popping and the candy falling for Talon. My God, that is why you save that spell. For the Deuce right there. You're not using it. I don't know what he used it on the previous fight, but that is why you save it for that hero in that instance. That AoE is a lot bigger than it used to be in historical patches past, and Liquid just get hard punished on that push. That might just be the game here, right?
I think so. I think that I don't think you come back from that if you're Liquid.
That I feel like was your one moment to maybe seize the opportunity, win that team fight, and just push their own, but you got nothing out of that. And man, the Shackle Shot's on point from Mikoto. That's what set it up. Jabz is just making space, distraction. Deuce gets shackled to a creep, no Stone Gaze, no bailout. The mana is gone, and you are very, very clumped, my friends.
you know, it's the Depth Shroud. It made the AM disappear. They couldn't see the AM, so they weren't worried about a Mana Void.
I mean, Jabz has got to be one of those players with like the highest highs and the lowest lows and everything in between.
Yeah. Well, when you play carry from the off lane, it's kind of going to go like that.
You know, some of these fights, he blinks on the backside, gets roared, just dies. You're like, what the hell's Jabz doing there? Other these fights, you just ultra kill with a single button press. Okay. Pretty nice.
Pretty nice. Again, shout out to 23 for the Depth Shroud to like, he's done that a couple times where Jabz is like, I'm going in, and 23's like, wait, you're going in? Okay, I got you. And 23's playing a save from a carry position.
I mean, 23 knows his job. He needs to support his carry in this game.
To support his CEO.
Exactly. Otherwise, CEO throws you out of the building. And
yeah, that's that would make 23, I believe, the CFO because he got to pull in all the money, and then he's got to use that money to help the CEO.
He's bouncing the budget.
Yeah.
Who's the janitor then?
Who's the janitor on Talon?
that's a flame-inducing comment right there. Pick your poison.
Not necessarily.
That's true. I mean, you're like a Valve janitor. You know, you get serious work done.
Yeah. A Valve janitor's a millionaire.
Probably got a couple PhDs.
A couple Bugattis too. Instant smoke up after a good kill on a Boxi. He's dead for 60 seconds, so they are very confident to just push it.
Why does miCKe have 2 Ogre Clubs? And then he sold an Ogre Club.
I guess that's some buyer's remorse.
Interesting.
Good smoke.
Well, if we had any doubts about the single target burst damage from this Talon lineup, that settles it. That is an unfortunate misbuy from miCKe, because he's trying to get this MKB. Now he's going to finish it, but that's 500 gold down the drain, just on the misclick, I guess. Could be impactful in this game if they end up in a base defense situation, need his buyback or something. I mean, he's buying this BKB to try and deal with the mana burn, I guess, but...
Yeah. Problem's going to be, there are a lot of potential stuns thrown around.
You're just dying anyway. The mana burn's not your problem, it's these MKB cores shredding you. Liquid don't have an answer to these MKB timings. This is your last fight in the tank, and the lasso has already found a good target here.
Very, very good, but they won't be able to get it. A buyback immediately from Nisha, but a clean retreat here from Talon.
That's a 40-second lasso. Like, he does not care. He'll throw it out on anything. Talon can just always poke with the BKB Batrider, especially if he finds the Beast. Your Roar is your only counter initiation here. Now you use that Nisha buyback. Talon are going to reset again. They're very happy with this game going late. They are a Southeast Asian team, Cap.
What does that mean, Avery?
I was hoping you know.
Oh. Wow. Just can't make broad statements like that.
It means they're very used to playing this Dota game when the timer goes past the 6000 mark.
Yeah, Southeast Asia, Season 1, longest average games. Season 2, longest average games. Season 3, longest average games.
That's the longest average year.
That's correct.
Might have felt like it for some of these players. It's Jabz. Once more gets caught out. And there's the low of the low from the high on the high.
And gives Liquid an opportunity back into this. Now, it is going to be a risky move, but I think they have to do it. If they lose this fight, and if they lose, especially Nisha, who would be operating a dieback at that point, you may just be finding your base crumbling pretty fast.
There's still a cheese on this Liquid side, too. I mean, Zai's running around with it. There's something interesting where you might be able to pass miCKe the cheese.
Yeah, drop the
refill
dreads into
mana.
the backpack or something.
Yeah, like, I'm kind of surprised miCKe doesn't just have it
Oh,
here.
you got the Lotus Orb! That's a big move, but they can still put the damage on to do stuff. The Mana Void is completely out. If they had an AM, where's the AM? He's finally here, but it doesn't matter. They didn't actually need the Mana Void to be able to finish up that Dusa, and they're going to use it to put Zai down into the grave. Nisha, this was going to be his dieback. Remember, he needs to be able to slip away from this. Blink out into the trees, DP out, don't move a muscle, he's away.
Yeah, but
They don't have buybacks.
they don't have buybacks to anybody else anyway.
Oh no.
And the issue is it's just another failed push.
Yeah.
There's no timing left to hit in this game. Why didn't they give the cheese to him? I go back that if you're going to push high ground like that, I mean, surely cheese on Medusa is more valuable than the treads in a high ground push situation, right?
Also, they do have a save. The reactive taser is super important, I think, to put on the Dusa. I wonder if Boxi wasn't able to get it off or what happened there. 23 is just to grab back whoever he can get his little claws on. They're gonna get the two supports, so not Nisha, but again, another hero that doesn't have buyback, Boxi.
This game is becoming impossible.
Yeah.
Way too many damage threats for Liquid to deal with. They just missed the timings in these games. I go back to that first 10 minutes, this early game did not build the momentum they were looking for. You have to take those tier 1s and take away the space from Talon, get in their jungle with the Enchantress and the Beast Vision, zone them out, play this game kind of like old school Beastmaster, I think. I think just staying on your side of the map and trading farm did not feel as good as it maybe did at the time. I think you can get away with it also if you play those mid-game skirmishes and fights a bit better, but just never synced up. Felt like a lot of these Liquid heroes were on islands, and then the one time they all came together were for those Roshan fights. Those went well for them. They got the Roshans, but just a little too late with not a big enough lead, and the high ground push is very difficult. Now you're looking at number 3 here with an Ags on it. This is a solid Ags for Talon here. I wouldn't be surprised if they give it to Q for double lasso, but it will probably go to the anti-mage or give it to Mikoto here. That is definitely the best one. Ags win rate here is crazy good.
Yeah.
I didn't realize he didn't have it because he was thinking about it earlier, but he went back for the BKB as well. So just mass BKBs here for Talon. They want to be able to go in together and just commit to the fight. Can't blame them when they have so much overwhelming damage.
Would have liked it if Jabz just took it in front of him, though.
Or you just deny it. That's the true Chad play.
21,000 net worth lead. Aegis, plenty of gold for buybacks. And a lineup that is only going to get stronger from here on out. Liquid, they're going to need some sort of miracle to pull this game back.
It's Hex on Zai. That's it, I think.
Yeah.
Zai has to land a massive Hex here.
They're going to need a massive initiation. The smoke, it breaks. 23. He's going to see this coming. Gets off the Dark Pack. Not going to be able to get the initiation onto him.
Gonna commit up the hill?
I mean, that is way too hard. Looks like Nisha thought about it. Oh, and he's going to be pulled back into it. Drilled a little bit too close, and they nail him. Die back there. miCKe fighting for his life now, hitting some illusions while 23 starts going to work on him. Primal Roar goes down, but 23 easily shrugs it off, and the Mana Void, oh, it's coming soon. They don't need it. The Dusa once again falls without it. 23, he's going to be able to stay alive thanks to Ollie. Big heals. Oh, the AM is super low as well. The axe is cutting through. Jabz is going to be able to blink away, or is he going to play for off his second life? Still has that one ready to go. Mikoto needs help, but it looks like Liquid, somehow they were able to make that work for them, despite their early loss of Nisha.
Stalled out some of the Slark saves at the start of that fight, and then, I mean, it's going to cost a miCKe buyback. That is the big ticker here, right?
Yeah.
You're not winning this fight unless your Dusa comes back in, but it ended up being pretty decent for them overall. miCKe gets a free engagement for a lot of that in terms of the output damage-wise with the BKB.
Oh, don't split up too much here.
Yeah, 23 is still looking. Find a freebie at the end of that. That is a permanent Agi stack number 17 for him. Something you have to keep in mind, like these fights go long. This is a level 27 Slark with that level 25 talent. These stacks stay up forever.
Another miscommunication in this game. I mean, Liquid, you saw them backing away from that high ground. Nisha, I mean, a little bit unwieldy to turn on a dime on that Rolling Thunder, but he was definitely thinking they were going up to that high ground. Oh, what just happened?
You got Hex, son.
Uh-oh. Talon. That's a bit of a slip there. Of course, he does have buyback, but Liquid might be able to force it out of him. That would give them all of a sudden a glimmer of hope, a little bit of light. The end of this very dark tunnel.
Zai's just too fast. Little bit of invis catches 23 off guard, and that'll do it. I mean, this Hex is very strong in this game if you can land it on the cores. That is a way Liquid can take these fights. Trickster Cloak proving very valuable for Zai there as well. This is a nice combination for him, right? You just invis in. Talon are not expecting this type of vision bypass. It just catches 23 off guard. Something you're going to have to think about now. Zai also has a blink. This is the late game Beastmaster that becomes terrifying because now Liquid have an initiation tool off the vision. This is what they were lacking before. Send the Hawks in, send the Summons in, find a core, blink Hex them. You can start the fight on your terms instead of every fight being Q lassoing somebody, which has pretty much been the case the entire game.
Yeah. And they'll get that Scythe initiation into a follow-up Scythe.
Yep, number 2 for miCKe. The sheep chain is coming. Some life for Liquid in this very late game we are approaching. Talon just sloppy on the map, give a few pickoffs.
Now, they are 2 lanes of barracks up, so it is going to be a bit of a problem for Liquid, who want to stay grouped up, and Talon, who have very good pickoff. If you try and address some of these lanes, there's always the potential for any one of these cores to get you.
All right, Cap, you're a Pugna spammer, right?
A little bit.
I mean, the other way to phrase that is you're a disgusting individual, right?
Yeah, I definitely am that.
Yeah, so you play a lot of Pug. Let's say you had your 2 or 3 utility items here.
Uh-huh.
What would you buy on, don't look, what would you buy on Pugna?
Oh, okay, I won't look.
In the late game situation?
Depth Shroud.
Q. He's in trouble.
Bounce in, bounce in.
Didn't get bashed.
No bashes whatsoever. The Hawk is actually going to be able to stun a volley. They got on top of the Deuce with the stun. Gets off the BKB, but again, it doesn't matter if you stop the Mana Void. You were right. The damage, the single target damage is just overwhelming for this hero. Beastmaster's going to die next. Nisha pushed back by Mikoto into the arms of 23, who will grip him with this claws and bring him down, and Liquid will GG out.
That was your Deuce dieback, and that's just it. A single shackle to a single tree. All those others were cut down, but the one stands in. That is good enough to get the job done. Liquid, they were never going to win that late game, but I still think that they could have run some nice tempo there with the Beast Deuce. Just, it wasn't all on the same page. Yeah. And Talon definitely still...